welcome to Pop Around channel. We're heading to London today. This is going to be the first time we're going to London in autumn, so stick around and see what London looks like in autumn time. So today we're just going to be walking around the city and see what changed since we last visited London. Turned out quite a few things have, apart from the fact that London looks even more beautiful in autumn, with the trees being very colourful and the leaves on the ground get blown around everywhere. We noticed some hotels and shops that we see this time round don't quite fit our memories of London a few years back. Also, the Big Ben that used to be under restoration back when I first visited is now free of scaffoldings, and it is looking pretty amazing today. My amazing view from the Tower Bridge is not quite perfect, with the new City Hall missing some windows, but I'm sure it will be once it's all done up. We're on the south bank of the River Thames Walk overlooking the St. Paul's Cathedral, and the autumn leaves make our experience super colourful. Speaking of colourful, walking down the Stoney street we can see a lot of colourful comic style walls and shop window displays. Towering amongst the busy urban atmosphere of the Borough Market is the stunning ruins of the 13th century Winchester Palace, where the Bishop of Winchester once lived. And by the way, the Brits never forget to preserve the real history. By presenting both sides of the story, it allows us to reflect upon the reality, not only to admire the glory, they never forget to show us the dark side of the medieval period. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in for Halloween, we have a haunting gift for you. Just around the corner, not far from the glorious ruin, lie the prison that used to detain countless people from the 12th century all the way through to 1780s. The Clink is one of the oldest and most haunted prisons in England, as if the fact that prisoners were jailed, tortured and hung here isn't spooky enough. The name Clink is thought to have derived from the sound when the iron round the wrists or ankles are hammered closed, which sounds pretty spooky. And if you heard the term hanged, drawn and quartered, you know what's up, cause it's medieval time. So if you want to know how mental the medieval punishments were like, I'd recommend you to visit the Clink prison to open your eyes and your ears and appreciate how the UK justice system evolved. Another interesting ruin that has become a popular tourist attraction I highly recommend is the stunning St. Dunstan in the east. This Grade 1 site has been through a lot. Well, you can probably tell by the looks of it, but just for your information, the church was built approximately in 1100. The Great Fire of London in 1666 had left this building severely damaged. Some parts of the site have been repaired and added afterwards. Then it took another hit by the German bombing in the Second World War. This is basically what's left of the Blitz in 1941 because the City of London decided not to rebuild it. Instead, St. Dunstan has turned into a public garden since 1970. I'm not sure when the squirrels started to move in, but I can tell you they're probably the tamest bunch I've ever encountered. I mean, as soon as I entered the site, I saw one fearlessly scrambling on the plant pot very close to the people, either looking for nuts or burying one. Oftentimes I spotted them eating nuts off tourist hands, and this one nearly ran into the camera. Most people seem to be even more interested in the squirrels than in this Grade 1 historical building. Speaking of tame animals, I'm sure most of the city ones may have adapted well to the busy environment, which is probably why most of the wild animals we see in London are so nonchalant and fearless of the crowds. Did you see the tongue? I was so excited to see a pelican bird in real life, and this one is just so chill, regardless of how idiotic people get trying to get its attention. Leave him alone, humans. I found it rather odd to see the pelican in the middle of the city, but this is because a pair of pelicans was gifted to King Charles I by the Russian ambassador in the 17th century. Not sure whether this was the same one though, because the 17th century is a long time ago. I've been living in the UK for over 6 years now, and I might have absorbed some British culture over time because as much as I enjoy a walk in the beautiful British countryside, I also love to have a cup of tea or coffee and cake on my days out. And if you guys have been following me on Facebook, you know I do this every now and again. And today we're going to have an afternoon tea at Roast in the busy Borough Market. Like many other shops in London, Roast have added skeletons, scarecrows and pumpkins into its iconic sunflower displays to match the autumn and Halloween season, making this already photogenic place even more interesting. I mean, I didn't think there would be this many people in the restaurant. Mind you, it's Friday and I didn't expect to see this many people. Well, I guess we're not the only one on holiday. This is our first time at Roast, and this may be their usual situation. Maybe it's always busy at Roast. Now when it comes to food, Roast boasts quite a bit with their amazing afternoon tea sets, because all of my guests, including myself, rated their afternoon tea selections very highly. However, I think their table arrangement is too tight and too cramped. I would generally enjoy an afternoon tea in a more relaxing setting rather than in a confined, back-to-back space arrangement. By sitting too close to other tables, it limits the opportunity to enjoy ourselves, because some activities like vlogging and excessive selfie taking can spoil such a beautiful atmosphere as well. But I won't let them ruin my yummy afternoon tea with my lovely family. And not just me, my husband and my other guests all agreed that everything served at roast is very delicious. Now, as much as we enjoyed the photogenic sunflower displays at roast, we're going to show you briefly some bits of the National Gallery in Trafalgar Square, which we popped in later that day, free of charge, to admire my favorite artists' paintings, like the famous sunflowers in the vase, and this amazing looking painting of a wheat field by Van Gogh, and this incredibly stunning painting by Joseph Wright, an underrated English artist from Derby. Now, despite the pain of taking video clips in the crowded place without getting completely blocked perspectives by someone's back of the neck or some awkward surprise close-up encounters of the passerbyers, I don't think it would be fair to be in London and not show you the Tube, the Piccadilly Circus and the Chinatown.
Behind this.
Whether you have an interest in paleontology, are a fan of Jurassic Park and its sequels like me, or you're simply visiting London with children, the National History Museum will keep you and your family amused while you're here, plus it's free of charge. Today, I'd like to feature my niece Anna, who has a lot of interest in paleontology. She'll give us a very educational information about some of the dinosaurs we've come across as we walk through this museum.
See how long the tail was?
Wow!
I had the longest tail in the whole dinosaur family.
Wow!
They thought he used his tail to hit enemies. But as you can see, the bone fracture at the end is very thin, which means that he would injure himself more than he would injure the enemy.
Okay. Thank you for the information.
A velociraptor. Because they were so small, they hunted in packs like lions nowadays. And due to that, they could kill even like bigger dinosaurs. Now I'm not sure, but I heard that they could kill one like that because
The small ones, because they hunt in pack.
and because the weakest spot of a dinosaur is like the belly. Once they get there, and then right there, it's like over.
Wow.
The T-Rex has a very strong jaw, and his jaw is so strong that he can like bite through bones like butter.
Wow.
And he uses his jaw. Most of the time, his common attack is he will attempt to bite the neck.
The
Bite.
neckline.
And because if once you did that, it's like the dinosaur's dead. And that's why the Triceratops that lived in the same age as the T-Rex had like a shield. So the T-Rex could.
And that's about it for our Autumn in London episode. Please hit like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye now!